Hello and welcome to New Thought Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Shelly Walker and it is such a joy to be with you today. Reverend Shannon sends you her big love. We have a wonderful service in store for you today with such great, wonderful music with Justin Lacey and the New Thought Messengers. It's a very good day to be in community. If you're with us for the first time, know that you've stepped into a community that considers itself spiritual but not religious. We are an inclusive, progressive, and compassionate spiritual community that is dedicated to social justice and making the world a better place for all people. And all people are welcome here. Every life expression, all faith paths, we are an affirming community. And not only are you welcome, but we've created a place for you exactly as you are right here, right now. So I invite you to take a breath, relax, and settle in as practitioner Sarah leads us off with prayer.
Thank you, Shelly. I'm practitioner Sarah Forbes, and I invite you now to join me in our time of prayer. So if you feel comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes and just relax and settle into your space. As I close my eyes, I focus my attention inward and ground into this moment. It is so clear to me now that there is a love so big. It fills all spaces across all time. Knowing that this loving presence that is God, that is Spirit, that is Source, fills the heart of all beings, entering into all situations, all outcomes. Knowing that this love lights up my being now. And in this same space and in this same knowing, I hold our community in love. I hold every single person watching now in love. Knowing that that is the truth of our being and it is the truth of what is happening now. I am so deeply, deeply grateful for this experience, for the many hands it takes to bring us this service. And in this space of gratitude, in this place of appreciation, I know that our time is blessed. I know that it's holy and that it's sacred. And in this deep gratitude, I just let our time go. I release it. I let it be. Blessed be, and so it is. I have just a few announcements. First off, Wednesday night guided meditations happen each week at 6:30 p.m. West Coast time. So give yourself the gift of guided meditation midweek. Sunday, May 9th, Mother's Day, we will not be having our Zoom chat, our Zoom community chat. In lieu of that, we are having an outdoor evening celebration with music and all kinds of good stuff. So this is just a reminder for our local folks that we have set aside 3 COVID-safe outdoor evenings in May to provide us with the opportunity to gently re-enter our community and safely return together. These will be different from our regular Sunday services online, so please continue to watch our Sunday morning services from home. Then in the evening, join us for an intimate hour of music, meditation, inspiration, and prayer. Our first outdoor gathering will be May 9th, Mother's Day, from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. West Coast time. Our special musical guest that evening will be our very own Laura Berman, along with our New Thought Messengers. Rev Shannon and our team look forward to welcoming you back and blessing this long-awaited homecoming. Absolutely. We will be observing all Oregon COVID protocols with reduced seating, required masks, and 6 feet distancing between households and/or pod groups. We strongly suggest that you register as soon as possible as there are limited seats for this event. More information and the link to register is all on our website, newthoughtcsl.org. May 30th, our very first Sunday morning in-person gathering. So exciting! We will be having a baby, child, and teen blessing. This is our New Thought version of a christening. So if you are interested in reserving a spot for this blessing, please contact office at newthoughtcsl.org. This is all such exciting news, and I'm so happy to be a part of this community at this special time. And now I just ask you once again to sink into your space and take a breath, really arriving here and now. And I welcome Brian Harris to lead us in our time of meditation.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into And so it is. Now, I'm so happy to introduce our featured artist this morning. He is such a valued member of our community and has been an invaluable member of our music team throughout this year of YouTube services. I'm so happy to have him back again. Please help me welcome Justin Lacey.
Well, you might be saved, you might be reborn, you might own a car with a bailout home. Maybe it's just news on your television, or it might be God trying to get your attention. Are you an engineer working on a farm, or a Casanova with a whole lot of charm? It might be a mouse living in your kitchen, or it might be God trying to get your attention. Well, it might sound bad, or it might sound good. Might be made of steel, or it might be made of wood. Maybe it's just news on your television, or it might be God trying to get your attention. Well, it might be in the church house, or it might be on the street. Somehow or another, city, or it might be in the town. One way or another, you're gonna find a higher ground. It might be deaf, or you might be blind. Should put the message right in your mind. It might look like a plan or a coalition, or it might be God trying to get your attention. Oh Lord. Well, you might be deaf, or you might be dumb. You'll get the answers when the answers come. It might be news on your television, or it might be God trying to get your attention, or it might be God trying to get your attention. Oh Lord, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen to the birds, listen to the trees, listen to the river, listen to the seas, listen to the mountain, listen to the land, listen to the woman, listen to the man, listen to the rain, listen to the wind, listen to your mind, and then listen all over again. Listen to the birds, listen to the trees, listen to the river, listen to the sea, listen to the mountains, listen to the land, listen to the woman, listen to the man, listen to the rain, listen to the wind, listen to your mind, and then listen all over again. It might be God trying to get your attention.
Justin, Lacey, Brian Harrison, and New Thought Messengers, thank you so much. Y'all are just magical and marvelous, and you are God talking to me. It's so good to be with y'all today while Reverend Shannon is away. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to share a few things with you. So my teenager just got her learner's permit. She's learning how to drive. So of course, you know what that means. Another backseat driver has been born. Just kidding, sort of, because she's watching me so closely and she's questioning everything I do. Now, I'm a really competent driver. I do most of the driving in our family. I have a perfect driving record. I'm really good at telling other people how they should drive, and loudly, sometimes with cursing. But, knowing that this person is literally learning from everything I do, it's a little bit daunting. Of course, when we zoom out a little bit, we start to realize that the people around us are always learning from what we're doing. We're teachers. You are a teacher. You teach people about yourself with everything that you do. And what's really interesting to me is the people around you are like sponges, just automatically absorbing these lessons from you. So when you say no to a project that doesn't serve your highest good, you're teaching the people around you about boundaries. When you meet disrespect with curiosity and self-esteem, the people around you are learning about grace. And isn't that what we humans do? We learn. We're constantly taking in information, categorizing it, giving it meaning, and then projecting that meaning back out onto the world. We aren't so much human beings as human learnings. But most of this teaching and learning that is happening is this ongoing, incredibly passive thing. So it's a bit of a shock to have this person next to me learning so actively, noticing things, asking questions, quietly reminding me of the actual laws of our state. And for those of you who don't know my girl Faith, She's incredibly intelligent and kind and respectful. She's genuinely curious about driving, and thanks to her inherent Libra nature, she really wants to get it right. This morning I was taking a turn out of our neighborhood, and we've taken this turn a million times, and we're on the way to school, and I take this turn and she reacts in utter wonder. Wow, you took that turn so smoothly. And a part of me was like, yes, I did, girl. But another part of me just started to tense up because, I was thinking, oh God, she's watching me. I'd better be careful. I'd better totally stay under the speed limit, even on that one big hill. And I just kind of start to tense up. And the thing is, she's not judging me. She's trying to learn. So why do I feel judged? I've given this a lot of thought, and I've come up with a couple of things that I want to share with you. I really don't like how it feels in my body, in my heart, in my mind when I'm judging someone else. And I really, really don't like how it feels when I'm being judged. I think that it goes back to childhood shame. I was a particularly sensitive child, and I was born in the 1970s, and parenting was really different back then. I was a very loved child, but using guilt and shame was a completely acceptable way to socialize your child back then. But when we internalize that shame, it changes us. It makes us doubt ourselves. It changes our relationship to authority. And if you have healing work to do around this, I invite you to pick up literally anything by Brené Brown. Anything. But the other thing that this dynamic with Faith is showing me is it's about accountability. Having her sitting next to me, learning next to me, it makes me much more accountable for my actions. I've never met someone who loves accountability, and I'm no exception. I've been thinking about accountability a lot lately and the difference between accountability and justice, especially after the recent verdict in Minneapolis. Justice, especially restorative justice, is the idea that we can work together to repair the harm that has been done. There is no justice for George Floyd. That harm can never be repaired. But then there's accountability. Accountability is the state of being accountable, which means being responsible for something or being obligated to answer to someone else. What happened with that verdict, it wasn't justice, but it was accountability. And it was just the first step in bringing accountability into the way we do community policing. But I want to bring this conversation about accountability to a really personal place, because accountability is a key ingredient in healthy relationships. Usually when we're talking about accountability, we're talking about being accountable to someone else for our actions or our words. And often that other person is considered to be in authority. Does that word authority give you the heebie-jeebies, or is that just me? You know how teenagers want freedom and authority over their lives, but they often struggle with the responsibility and accountability that comes along with that freedom. Do you ever find yourself acting like a spiritual teenager? Wanting all the good things without being accountable for your effect on others or on Mother Earth, or not wanting to be responsible for working on your relationship with the divine, that great authority. Many of us have had long journeys to heal our relationship with authority, to recognize, as Reverend Shannon so beautifully taught us last week, that this authority is within us. To remember, the holy is here, present in me. The holy is here, present in me. This divine authority is, as she said, the ground of our being. It's the ground of your being. It's also the ground of the beings that you may be accountable to. I have a little story from the Christian Bible about authority. It's from Matthew chapter 8, and it's about Jesus and the centurion. First, a little backstory. In the time of Jesus, the centurions were the Roman soldiers in charge of keeping the peace. A centurion was someone in charge of 80 legions. So he was a strong leader, and they had a lot of power over the Jewish people. So that relationship was fraught at times. So this centurion comes to where Jesus is teaching, and he says, "Lord, my servant lies at home paralyzed and in terrible suffering." And Jesus, being Jesus, he's like, "Let's go. I'll take care of it." But the centurion says, "I don't deserve you to come under my roof, but just say the word and my servant will be healed." I love this. He said, "For I myself am a man under authority with soldiers under me. I tell this one go and he goes, and that one come and he comes. I say to my servant, do this, and he does it." When Jesus heard this, he was astonished and said to those following him, "I tell you the truth, I have not found anyone in Israel with such great faith." Notice how comfortable the centurion is with authority. He said he's a man under authority, so he's accountable to someone, and he has soldiers under him. So those people are accountable to him, and he's accountable to them, right? And because he's so immersed and comfortable in this world of authority, he recognizes the authority in Jesus immediately. The centurion had perfect faith in Jesus' ability to heal, and so did Jesus, and so the healing happened. He had faith. Have you had a hard time keeping the faith lately? For me, it comes and goes in waves, and it's become a proper practice for me to ask myself, where is my faith? Am I believing in truth and wholeness and peace and love? Or am I putting my faith in lack, in fear, in powerlessness? This last year has been a real test for a lot of us in this regard. If this is true for you, if you're struggling with your faith, I'd like to invite you to look at it in a different way. The great 20th century Buddhist teacher Garma C.C. Chang put it this way. He said, "The greater the doubt, the greater the awakening. The smaller the doubt, the smaller the awakening. No doubt, no awakening." No more beating ourselves up for our stinking thinking, loves. How about we move into love, into curiosity, into a willingness to extend and receive grace? Doubt happens. Every great spiritual teacher that I have ever studied has a story of doubt. And when you find yourself in a place of doubt or fear or lack of any kind, I invite you to look for love. And there are lots of ways that you can do this. Ask, how can this possibly be serving a higher good? You can stop for a moment, connect with your breath, and remind yourself that love is here. Whether you can feel it in this moment or not, love is here. See if you can connect with that love in your body and just be with it for a moment. It might not immediately change the situation that you're in, but it will immediately change your ability to react to it. Another way to connect with love is to ask yourself how this doubt that you're experiencing might be serving you. Maybe it's a mental or emotional construct trying to keep you safe. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's time to move on beyond that construct. Or maybe it's just time to live in the doubt for a while, to explore it, to come to terms with it, to befriend it even. Maybe learn to love it. And always, always, always ask yourself, what would love do here? What would love do here? My favorite gospel writer, John, reminds us of this great truth. And we have known and believed in the love that God has for us. God is love. And whoever abides in love abides in God and God in them. Whoever abides in love abides in God and God in them. Last week, Reverend Shannon taught us about what it means to abide in God, to live in the awareness of the holy, and to have God abide in us. Abiding like a house, that we are housing this thing, and this thing is housing us. So what happens when we can live in this awareness, when we can really dwell in this awareness? You know, there are 5 aspects that we practice these things in. We have our finances, our relationships, our creativity, our emotions, and our physical body. These 5 places are areas or aspects of our life where we can experience God. And you know, just like a house wants to be lived in, each of these dwellings in our bodies, each of these realms wants to be inhabited. It wants to be inhabited fully by the divine, by your consciousness, by your love. And just as each of these realms wants to be inhabited, each of these areas also want to support you, want to live dynamically as you, through you, with you, supporting you. Our relationships want to support our growth. Money wants to support your life. Our creative impulses want to express good in this world. This is the activity of the divine life living in you in every aspect of your life. It means support for you. It means connection with others. It means grace. So our work becomes simply connecting with this love within, inviting its support, and then in doing the next right thing. I was texting with a friend a few weeks ago about how excited we both were to be getting our vaccines against COVID. And she said, I can't wait to hug my adult son. I said, I can't wait to hug you. She said, I can't wait to go to the gym or go swimming with a friend. And I said, and travel again and go on an actual vacation. All the good things. All the good things. Not that there hasn't been an immense amount of good over the last year, but it seems there's been an equal or greater measure of pain for many people, of anger, of frustration, of grief, of doubt. But now we know, no doubt, no awakening. And what exactly is it that we're awakening to? We're awakening to the power of love on this planet. Remember Jesus and the Centurion. Remember how authority recognized authority. Well, this is the time when we become the authority on love. We befriend it. We learn how and where it dwells in us. We learn how to share it with the world in ways that serve the highest good. We learn to listen to the love in each other, with love, from love. We learn to, as Marianne Williamson said, place these things, this doubt, our fears, on the inner altar to be altered. And we do this from a place of pure knowing, understanding that the love within us is what will do the altering. And that when things change in us, things change in the world. This is an act of surrender. We surrender to a greater power, the power of compassionate, truthful, healing love. White Eagle, an elder of the Hopi indigenous people, said recently, What world do you want to build for yourself? For now, this is what you can do. Serenity in the storm. Calm down and pray every day. Establish a routine to meet the sacred every day. Good things emanate. What you emanate now is the most important thing. And sing, dance, resist through art, joy, faith, and love. Good things emanate, loves. Be the good, be the love. Together, we've got this. Let's pray. I invite you to take a deep breath in, center in, rest in this body, in this space. How very good it is to remember the one love that is everywhere present, to be with that love, to dwell with that love, to learn more about the activity of that love in us, in the world. How good it is to be in spiritual community and to be reminded of a grace, a love that passes all understanding. And so for all of us, I know that the power of love is working for the good of each of us, for the good of those we love, for the good of this planet, for the good of all. And as we navigate these times, as we move through this unique time, I call on the power of this divine love to lead us, to guide us, to lift each one. And knowing that we are all connected, all one in this love, I allow this prayer to shine a light of hope to all who are hurting this day, who are in fear or grief or struggle of any kind. In this perfect love, we rest. And so with this next breath, I bless every church, temple, and synagogue, every mosque, every circle, every place where people gather to know the infinite, the power, the peace of love. We are one. And in this place of deep gratitude, I let it be. Blessed, blessed be. And so it is. And so it is, beloved. I'll see you in a few moments.
Thank you, Shelly, for that amazing talk. We're so blessed to have you with us today. We're going to hear from Justin again in just a moment, but now is our time for conscious giving. At New Thought Center for Spiritual Living, we circulate our good, and part of your contribution goes to organizations who are living our values in the world. Just recently, we gave to the Equal Justice Initiative. This is a group that is a legal team that advocates for children and adults. We also gave to the Portland Refugee Support, supporting refugees in the Portland area, and Central City Concern, supporting the unhoused in Portland. I am so grateful to know that when I give to New Thought Center for Spiritual Living, I'm not only benefiting our community, but I'm actually benefiting the larger community and truly making a difference in our larger community. It is so easy to give. You can text to give, you can give online, you can mail in your gift. Whatever way that you give, just know that we are truly grateful and you are truly making a difference. I invite you now to join me in our offertory blessing. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. And now again, Justin Lacey.
come from the fire, living in the fire. Go back to the fire, turn the world around. We come from the fire, living in the fire. Go back to the fire, turn the world around. We come from the fire, living in the fire. Go back to the fire, turn the world around. Water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. From the mountain, living on the mountain. Go back to the mountain, turn the world around. We come from the mountain, living on the mountain. Go back to the mountain, turn the world around. We come from the mountain, living on the mountain. Go back to the mountain, turn the world around. Oh, so is life. Ah, so is life. Oh, so is life. Ah, so is life. Do you know I am? Do I know who you are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Do you know who I am? Do you know who we are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Do you know who I am? Do you know who we are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Oh, so is life. Ah, so is life. Oh, so is life. So is life. We are of the Spirit, only of the Spirit. Only can the Spirit turn the world around. We are from the Spirit, only of the Spirit. Only can the Spirit turn the world around. Oh, so is life. Ah, so is life. Oh, so is life. Ah, so is life. Oh, so is life. Ah, so is life. Oh, so is life. Ah, so is life.
Yes, we're going to turn this world around. Thank you so much, Justin, Lacey, Brian Harris, and the New Thought Messengers. Thank you, practitioner Sarah Forbes, and everyone who makes these service videos possible. Reverend Shannon will be back with us next week with a very special guest musician, Margaret Owens. You're going to want to be here for that. And remember, if you're local and you want to attend any of our in-person events, you must reserve your spot. So hop on over to our website to do that. And now for our final blessing. May you go in the light, as the light, and with the light until we meet again. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. You are loved. We'll see you next time. Mwah.